talk a little bit about how you became connected with the Mennonites here in Chihuahua. And then also if you had any previous experiences or connections with Mennonites.
Well, it actually started in 2008. There was a chiropractor here from the Campos who came up to the States to El Paso to give birth. Mm-hmm. And, I knew Mennonites from, walking around downtown El Paso and traditional outfits. And, ooh, who are those? My mom would say, oh, they're Mennonites. Yeah. Mennonites? Is that like Amish?
Exactly.
And just know, oh, they're from Mexico. There's Mennonites in Mexico? Just learning that as a kid, growing up in El Paso. Yeah. But this was a real live Mennonite, and they didn't dress like that at all. And they drove a car. It was like all these, stereotypes that I had in my head. And he spoke perfect English and perfect Spanish. And so we did the birth, and I was the assistant at that birth. And then that midwife quit. And so whenever she would get a call from Cuauhtemoc in particular, she would just refer him to me. So it started in 2008. Yeah. By 2014, I had more Mennonite clients than I did American clients. So through the year, everybody, it's always word of mouth. Yeah. Word of mouth. Oh, yeah. It's always been about word of mouth. Mm-hmm. Partly the chiropractor, but then those other people who would have babies with me, if somebody wanted that U.S., birth certificate, they would say, oh, go to Katia, go to Katia. Yeah. So I knew probably about 20 different families when I, started coming down. And one of those families was Dr. Reimer. He's a Mennonite. He's a family practice doctor, and he has a clinic over in 101, Campo 101. And they've had 3 kids, and I've been involved in all 3 births. Yeah. And this was their the second birth. Yeah. And we had them coming up to the States early, and so there was a lot of time, and they didn't have much else to do, so I would go and visit them. It was around Christmas, so I knew it was kind of, lonely and not being at home with all the activities here at Christmas time and such. And so I spent a lot of time over there, and I was talking with Dr. Reimer and saying, if you find a Mennonite woman who wants to be trained, I will find a place for her to live. I will train her. It'll take about a year or 2 for me to do it, but we could get somebody there, because at the time, the only real access for women there was a midwife who would come in from Germany once a year for a month or 2, so everybody's planning their babies so they could have home births with her. I was like, that doesn't work. You got to have more access. Yeah, exactly. I said, I can't believe there's not active midwives going on. I said, we've got to change this. This just, it isn't right. They need more access. Yeah. So he said, you need to come down. You need to come down. You need to. And then the other families, you need to come down just for a couple of days, just to teach a class, do a class on pregnancy, whatever. Yeah. So in May of 2014, I came down for about 10 days. Yeah. And I did some classes, and I did some herbal consults, and there were like 3 things that happened which I don't know what the outcomes would have been if I hadn't been here. Because they came to me for help, and it was like, you need to go to the hospital, you need to go to the doc. This is not herbs, this is doctor. And they went because they trusted me. Yeah. Because I wasn't just saying, no, take this herb and it'll be okay. They go, you're not like the other people in natural medicine. I know, doctors are good when you want them. Yeah, exactly. Go. And then I sent out a lab on this one lady, and brought it to Dr. Reimer afterwards, and he was like, we got to get her to the hospital. Yeah. And she had HELLP syndrome, which is a syndrome that's really dangerous. Yeah. And it just was like I was in the right place at the right time to really make a difference in people's life and death situations. Yeah. And I always say that God can't just nudge me. He has to give me a frying pan over the head. You will go. And I'm like, okay, I understand. I'm supposed to come back, Yeah. Each time I would come back every couple of months, and each time I'd have these incredible experiences. Yeah. And a class in the States, if 5 people show up, it's remarkable. Mm-hmm. We put out the word on a Wednesday for a Friday class, and we had 45 women show up. And I'm like, okay, not only am I needed to be here to help with other things, but women are hungry for the information.
Oh, yeah. And
I'm like, okay, I know I'm supposed to be here.